What's going on, guys? Jada Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about more ambushes, more robberies that are going on out here. It's becoming more and more frequent of women helping to set up men to be robbed and even lose their life. But, you know, the good thing about this is that the guy didn't lose his life, you know, but the bad thing is these four people conspired to rob him. And two of these guys, y'all see these two simps, they even shot at the guy. So even after robbing him, they still was trying to take his life, but he was able to fortunately get away. And they're now looking for these four. I'm telling you right now, the one who's going to tell I'm telling you, out of all these four, the one that's going to tell the quickest is probably going to be her. Listen, the lighter the hue, the more the police are going to be lenient, and they're going to lean on her to tell on everybody, right? But she is the one who met the guy on the dating app. Now, as you see, she has big tatas, and I'm sure that dude saw that on that dating app, and he was hella intrigued. That's her boyfriend. Now, these two look like brother and sister, but that's, I believe, her boyfriend. There's always some goofy simp that's willing to be the muscle for these things, right? And I'm telling you right now, this is why you have to be careful when you are on dating apps. They're not, you know, a lot of these, not a lot, but there are women out there that are bitter. They're angry because their life is in bad shape, right? They're in bad shape. Their life is in bad shape. So they want to hurt people. And women like this, they want to rob men because they want to hurt men because they've been hurt. That's why they do these things, because they've been hurt. They've probably been abused. So they want to hurt people. And if you look at her in a surveillance video photo, she's smiling. She's happy with herself. She doesn't look like she's being forced, but I guarantee you, they get her in an interrogation room, she's going to point the finger at him and say that he forced her, he abused her, blah, 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 blah. That's what they all say. But let's get into the story. Make sure y'all like this video. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think so far.
Was meeting a woman for a first date after an online connection, but it turned out to be a setup instead. He was ambushed, shot at, and robbed. That's when the victim fled and the attackers stole his car and his cash.
Rick Chambers is live in MacArthur Park with details on the dating app ambush and the suspects police are looking for. Rick.
Yeah, Micah, it's Rampart gang detectives that have been working this case for about 3 weeks now, and they're looking for two couples who have been targeting online daters.
So they've been targeting people. So they've been doing this numerous times. Why don't she just, I don't know, get a job, all four of them? You know, I know the economy is hard, but this what happens when you have lazy Gen Zers. Gen Zers, you got some Gen Zers that work hard and are doing the right things, but you also have a lot of lazy, goofy Gen Zers who don't want to work. You got millennials as well. So they think they're going to rob people and get away with it. But their photos are everywhere. So this is all over the news. This particular video has 345,000 views in less than a week. They're going to find out who these people are and where they are. Can't hide forever. And now that they know what she looks like, she's not going to be able to get, now I'm not going to say, because you know some of these men are dumb. They'll still try to meet her anyway. But she won't be able to show her face and her profile online because they're monitoring it. That's why you have to be careful when you're dealing with these women and they're telling you where to meet up at. Listen, never go meet a woman in a place that she wants you to meet her at. If she can't meet you at a hotel, or, you know what I'm saying, in a neutral place, don't go meet her. Don't go to her place. Don't do none of that. It's probably going to be a setup. Why would he? Because women, if a woman is comfortable telling you to come to her place, it's probably going to be a setup. Because a woman meeting a guy for the first time is not trying to invite him to her place like that, unless she's an escort.
To the four robbery suspects that police are looking for. And this woman in particular they say lured our victim off an online dating site.
When they met in person, the female suspect had asked the victim to drive to a secluded area in our Rampart area.
This is that street near downtown, and they weren't there very long when
2 additional suspects came over, and one of the male suspects had opened the door of the victim's vehicle. He pointed a gun at him, demanded his property.
they also demanded at gunpoint that the victim unlock his phone and hand over his passwords.
Throughout the night, that same night, what they did was they actually made various transfers. They bought many things that totaled about $20,000.
It gives me the goosebumps, actually.
Daniel Contreras lives nearby and says he'll make some adjustments now to his routine.
Maybe just aware on the online situation, and well, yeah, to be more aware and the lookout.
And detectives say that the robbery at gunpoint wasn't the end to our victim's nightmare.
The male suspects actually shot towards the victim, who was seated in his vehicle. The victim, in fear, actually fled the location and left his vehicle back there.
They can't even shoot. They can't even shoot. Just a bunch of goofies with weapons. Just a bunch of goofies with weapons. You already robbed them, but that's not enough. Just a bunch of goofy weirdos who feel empowered because they have weapons. They better be glad that that guy didn't lose his life, because they would be facing murder charges. All right.
Came back 3 hours later and stole the man's car, dumping it nearly 7 miles away in this alley just off 56th and Central, and then set it on fire.
Which is completely stupid, because there's cameras everywhere in California, especially in Los Angeles. There are cameras everywhere. Their movements are going to be found and tracked. The guy survived. He knows what she looks like. He knows what these suspects look like. He knows what they look like. So why would you go get the car and then burn it? Like, what was that going to do?
At this point, police have these photos to work with, but no arrest yet. As is often the case in these types of crimes, police are asking anyone with information to come forward, and especially if you've been a victim to this type.
That's why I tell y'all, man, you got to be careful out here, man. The streets ain't safe. These heifers are starving. That's why they got to go and set men up to be robbed, because they starving. All this female empowerment, these women are doing great, but they're setting up men to be robbed because they're broke bums. And they're dating broke bums. When you put two broke bums together, these type of situations happen. See, detectives with the Los Angeles Police Department are asking for the public's help in identifying and locating 4 suspects involved in a violent robbery and shooting last month. The April 28th incident, according to an LAPD news release, began just after midnight when a male victim met up with a female he had connected with on a popular dating site in a remote area in the 100 block of South Occidental Boulevard near Beverly Boulevard. Moments after the victim met with the female suspect, described as a black adult female between the ages of 17 and 25, wearing a brown shirt and gray sweatpants, 2 additional suspects, a male and female, arrived in a black newer model Dodge Charger or Challenger. They say between the ages of 17 and 25. The male suspect opened the victim's door, and the victim pointed a firearm at him and demanded his property. Investigators said 2 suspects then ransacked the vehicle, took property, and forced the victim to unlock his cell phone to provide the lock code. See, these are pictures of them. This is one of them here. It's another one. I told y'all, women, whenever some violent shit is going on, there's always women involved. Always. Always. While still seated in his vehicle, the male suspect, described as a bearded black male between the ages of 20 and 30, wearing brown overalls, a blue t-shirt, and black shoes, fired a round towards the victim. Fearing for his safety, the victim fled the scene, leaving his car behind, police said. Nearly 3 hours later, just before 3 a.m., investigators said the suspect returned to the area and stole the man's vehicle, using it throughout the early morning hours while making several unauthorized purchases and wire transfers from the victim's phone, ultimately getting away with $20,000. That's just adding more charges when they get caught. The additional female suspect involved in the robbery is described as a Hispanic woman between the ages of 17 and 25, and also wearing a brown shirt and gray sweatpants. A fourth suspect who was presumably involved in the robbery after the initial incident was described as a Hispanic male between the ages of 20 and 30 with a beard and a man bun who was wearing a white t-shirt, red pants, and white shoes. See, gentlemen, be careful who you meeting off of these dating sites, man. It's a lot of bums out here, especially women. And I'm telling you right now, when they all four get caught, those women are gonna roll over on them dudes quick and claim they were forced to do it. But when you look at this photo, don't look like she's been forced to me. You know, and the thing is, I believe they've been doing this. This isn't their first rodeo. They've been doing this before. They all need to be in prison for a very long time. And they're lucky that dude didn't lose his life. They really are. So a lot of you guys, you need to be aware of your surroundings, because these people out here, you know, they starving out here. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts, like the video, and share. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.